Okay, this video's been a long time coming, but today I'm going to show you some things you can do with Unreal 427 and the Monogram Creative Console. So if you're unfamiliar with the Monogram Creative Console, basically you can buy these smaller individual modules, either in groups or they sell them as individual pieces. And they lock together with magnets and you can arrange them in kind of any configuration you want. So I kind of have some controls here and some dials here, and basically then you set it up with their software. So already their software comes with a lot of built-in Unreal functionality. So I have this one to move the actors in the world, move cameras, and just for example, if I wanted to like move this light around, if I spin the outside of the wheel, it goes up and down. If I wanted to move it around on the floor, I can do it with this, controller here. And similarly, if I grab the camera, I can move that one around as well, right? And then if I had another camera, so let's just say whatever I had, this one, and it had a slightly different, configuration. I could move that and then move this one around, and it's all going to be based off the selection, right? So if I grab this one, then I move it up and down, so on and so forth. And that's really, really cool. My favorite feature though, by far, I think, is just scrubbing the timeline. So I now have this knob here. I can just scrub back and forth. This one does a zoom level, which is super duper handy. So I can just zoom in and out, play, pause, go back, play, whatever. I can kind of keep doing that all day long, honestly. And this is really, really nice. This is a nice feature set that they've done, but they've made some improvements in 427 to really, really help. So what they allowed us to do is now you can bind MIDI channels at the same time as the regular Unreal controls. Already they allow you to do some custom blueprint work and send in like JSON payloads to control things, but now with the remote control API and MIDI, this is really, really simple to do some stuff. So I've already done this ahead of time, but if you have the remote API plugin enabled and remote MIDI plugin enabled, you'll get access to these remote presets, right? And so I created one of them, and this, for example, let's just say that, this person is taller than we thought they were, and maybe I just want to have this monitor here on like a handle so I can move it so it's out of their out of their head or something like that. And these are going to be bound to actors that are inside the world. So this really kind of opens up some different possibilities of things that you can do. So just to show you how quickly this can work though, I'm going to bind this monitor to the same thing. So when I have the preset open, you'll notice next to the transform, I get this little eyeball I can turn on. So I'm going to turn on the location, and now I'm going to say, okay, I want to bind it to MIDI, OSC, or DMX. So I'm going to pick MIDI, and I'm going to do a control change. So now I need to pick what I want to have happen when I turn the knob. So I'm going to put it to the down position, and then this is going to grab whatever the current values are. And then I'm going to move it to the up position, and this will grab whatever the current values are. I can make this a little bigger so you can kind of see what what's happening here. And then I want to pick what channel it is. So if I know, I can just type it in, or if I don't know, I can just click record, turn a knob. Now it knows which one it is. Turn off record. Now we're good to go. It's even giving me a little warning saying, hey, you've already bound this to something, right? So now both monitors should move kind of at the same time relatively. All right, and that's how quick it is. I can do a ton of different things with this. So just for example, another thing, I took this riser here and did a little blueprint magic on it, exposed the colors. So now I have red, green, and blue, right, down here on my sliders. So I got red, green, and blue, and I could just sit here and color mix these if I wanted to. I put the emissive intensity on this knob here, so I could, adjust that in and, okay, try and match that color, exactly, or whatever it needs to be. And this really, really makes it quick to extend the functionality of the Monogram. They've done such a fantastic job already, and this just makes it way easier to do. Another benefit to this, of course, is that, since it's not based off selections or anything like that, it'll work at runtime. So there's just some really, really nice things that you can do when you combine these two things together. Something else that like I was kind of, as I'm changing this, like I actually keyframed these boxes in the sequencer, right? So I could actually use this as like a way to kind of animate a parameter as well, to just slide back and forth on the timeline or, whatever, pause it at the location that I want. Very, very cool stuff. I'm really glad that they've kind of embraced this workflow. And they're always kind of making updates. So definitely, if you can, get your hands on some of these. I highly recommend it for people that are working in Unreal and, just want to have, a collection of knobs and buttons to be able to do whatever you want with. So again, hopefully this was useful, and hopefully we'll come out with some more of these videos in the future.